happened here?
It wasn't accidental. They killed themselves in shifts. And then there's this. Sacrifice is redemption.
The minute someone mentions sacrifice or redemption, I smell cult.
Hi, this is Howard Gorman on behalf of CinemaChords. Hi, Eric. Hi, Jordan. How are you doing? Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
So first of all, congratulations on the movie. I loved it a bit. I mean, it really resonated with me because I was born and bred in England, and I studied psychology. And just like the writer of the novel, when I went to the Basque Country rather than Japan, I went to the Basque Country, and I've lived there ever since. So it kind of really resonated with me in that way. So I mean, the first thing I wanted to ask was for Jordan. I mean, I know the original book was set in Tokyo, no, in Japan. I'd say that Japan is kind of more, the individuals will suffer more for a group compared to the Western world. Is probably more kind of individualistic society now. What was it specifically about your idea for the story to set in Germany that you thought that would make for a better film maybe than the setting it maybe in Japan?
Well, we'd actually planned to shoot it in Japan, but
right.
COVID got in the way. So, so we had to kind of shift gears really quickly. But I always thought that actually Berlin would have made a great base for it, just because I was sort of coming from the place that, East Germany was sort of a collectivist culture or a collectivist society under, communist rule for 4 decades. And so, it's generationally, it's somewhat embedded in the culture and some of the older generations. And so I thought it was a really interesting way in to, cult mentality.
And what about you, Eric? I want to read you a quote from the book because I think it kind of sums up pretty much the whole thing. It's a quote from Ben's character. He said, "We're all tin god psychologists, qualified or not. For all my papers and experiments, I'm baffled by the world my daughter will inherit. We're the mothers and fathers of an alien creed." I imagine you kind of, because of your job as well, I imagine you kind of feel that kind of sentiment because you probably don't get to spend as much time as you would like to with your family as well. No, was it easy to channel those kind of sentiments to create this character for the film?
Oh no, I get to spend way too much time with my family. It's I don't work enough. Yeah, but I think being an actor, I think is largely psychology. I mean, I think there's a lot of us actors who feel like we're kind of like, part-time psychologists, because so much of what we do is in breaking down characters is trying to like predict behavior and understand other people and how their behavior affects you, how your behavior affects them, and so forth. So I was always really intrigued by the world that this was set in, but I love the way Jordan had structured it and all the interplay between the characters.
And Jordan, I mean, I'm curious. I mean, Eric's character in the film, Ben, he feels like he could spot cult members a mile off. It's very, very easy to kind of see what kind of people they are. But the film really kind of makes you realize that it's really not as simple as you think, especially for younger people. So what was it about the film that you really wanted to kind of portray that these innocent people really can fall for these things a lot more than you think?
Yeah, I think, it's a cautionary tale in a lot of respects. It's nobody's immune to, the lure of a charismatic leader or, a charismatic person with interesting new ideas that seem to answer, all of your questions in a way that you've never heard before. And sometimes you bet on the right horse and sometimes you bet on the wrong horse. So yeah, I guess you have to be careful where you kind of seek solace.
Well, listen, thank you for me the wrap. I could speak to you for hours about the film. It's fantastic. I wish you the best of luck with the release, and I hope to speak to you again sometime soon, guys.
Thank you
so much.
All the very best. Cheers.
I see you. I can feel your pain.
Ben, it's Maddie. She didn't come home last night.
I can feel your pain. You're very special. I can feel your pain.
Take a look at this. Who's that?
I've got a leak. Purify and start again.
Matt has been kidnapped.
You've no idea how to reconnect with your daughter. Purify
Maddie!
and start again.
Where is she?